Hey guys, welcome to DYAD in the Force. I am Element.
And I am Choco.
And I'm Cal.
Welcome back to another reaction to The Bad Batch. We're getting closer and closer to the end of this series. We're on episode 12, The Juggernaut. I feel like
Juggernaut, bitch.
The Juggernaut. I mean, I feel like at this point we dispense with speculation, but
well, I mean, the Juggernaut is clearly the big vehicle that they steal, that we saw in the trailer, right? And so, and we saw at that point in time, we had, just the boys there. We didn't see Omega in that scene, so they're probably trying to do some type of reconnaissance, probably trying to figure out a way to backtrack and figure out exactly where Mount Tantis is. Maybe they're doing it as a supply run to try and get set up, and they're going to meet with other people. We also know that from the commercials that Fee is in the mix in that one. So hopefully a lot of things will be, coming to a head, and it's not Cody.
we got to hammer that in. Cal, what do you think?
I actually didn't watch the trailer. I was just I heard that one released and I was like, I could watch it, but I've been really enjoying The Bad Batch and I kind of want to see where it goes. My heart is still prepared for like the Rogue One treatment, but I'm optimistic that it's not going to be as painful, I hope.
I feel like we have to prepare ourselves either way for some sadness looming over our shoulders. I think the end has in store for us something that we've been kind of speculating from the beginning, no matter how wrong we have been. I still hold on that Hunter is going to bite it. Maybe not in this episode, but again, we have 3 or 4 episodes left. I think 13, 14, 15, I think we have. And that's quite possible that this is going to happen. Now we're in this position where, Omega is trapped. And again, and the Bad Batch have to go and rescue her. That, the sadness and tragedy will start to reveal itself. Before we get into it, why don't you guys do us a favor and like this video and subscribe, hit the bell icon to turn on notifications. But other than that, now let's get into the Juggernaut. Oof.
I'm sorry, but I do.
The sigh is already
For what
here.
it's worth, I'm glad you're safe. Am I?
The cruiser's still jamming our comms. I still can't believe you let Omega turn herself in.
The Empire would have destroyed this whole town. She stopped them.
Yeah.
Is that a no?
Any friend of Brown Eyes is a friend of mine. Where are we headed?
Wouldn't it have been useful to know that there was like a hidden cavern?
Ooh, I was just thinking the same thing.
Already.
Like it connected to the one that they saw Sasha, and there's just a door there that they just never questioned.
Especially to the citizens of Pabu.
Yeah, evac.
Does this look like the same facility as
I don't
when the Mandalorian came here with Boba Fett and for the Rhydonium?
That's so sick.
I mean, look at the troopers' armors. We're still forward in time with the Mandalorian, but it still felt like it was an outpost that was largely forgotten.
Hopefully,
yeah,
some action.
I know what place you're referring to now. I don't think they look the same
Plug in and
myself.
find out where Rampart is.
I feel like I'm supposed to recognize that guy, but I don't.
Rampart's tagged to be transported back to the prison from the mining structure.
That's
The prison's on the other side of this bridge.
is that not disheveled
Best shot at
Rampart?
grabbing Rampart
Oh.
is to intercept them when they're en route from
No,
the mine.
yeah.
Take
That would
on
track.
the servo tank. Yeah.
That'd be interesting though, because I mean, before he was saying just straight up
Not
like
if we're under it.
racist things towards clones.
Honestly, I didn't recognize him with like the beard and longer hair.
This is Transport
Yeah.
1. Prisoners are secure. Heading back to base now.
I'm
mean,
not sure.
unless
It
if
just
something
everything
changes
looks
the
it
topography.
looks everything looks familiar.
It could be the same planet, just a different part of the planet too.
That's true. And I mean, turbo tanks aren't exactly unique.
Wrecker, remember Plan 55?
Oh, yeah. Waiting on you. Go.
Oh, hello, Ricochet Hunter. That's what I like to do in caves in Dragon's Dogma 2.
CT-9904?
Sir, one of the transports has made an unscheduled stop mid-route.
Run a diagnostic on their comms.
All clear.
It's always a diagnostic when you just like
That's to distract the Imperials for a bit.
ping them. You guys
And
okay?
what about me?
You're fine right where you are. You're not in a position to bargain.
Right?
I disagree.
He does hold the info, but you don't know if he actually does hold the info.
Sir, I believe Transport 1's comms are being jammed.
You said why not ping him and be like, hey, everything okay? Working in IT, the last thing I want to do is call somebody. So I get it. Just like,
Yeah,
no,
we're
some
doing
diagnostics
fine.
machine.
How are you?
Yeah, we're all good at it. We're all good down here.
Well, those are some awesome barriers.
Is that all they've got?
Oh.
I like
do
how
like
they added the smoke so you wouldn't be like, what happened?
Oh, please. You're not going to kill me.
I do like that they actually have wheels and aren't just like some hover tank thing.
Yeah.
That's actually some PS2 collision. Oh, there's a ruined car. It's a ramp, I suppose. Wait, what?
Cannons are offline.
Okay. I thought all they did was like shoot it a couple times with their blasters. She got to pick up the tanker.
God. Yeet.
I might know how to get around that.
Either you tell us now, or
It's
we drop you.
it has to
back
be in the
that
nav
Imperial
computer of a
prison.
ship
Now, no need for threats. After all,
so that no one knows it.
together.
But
Yeah, it's like pre-programmed into a ship's autopilot.
if you get a ship from there,
Mhm.
then it'll be pre-programmed to return there.
Very in-depth detail, please.
Give us very explicit confirmations.
Taking notes.
What am I?
Dr. Carr.
Where do babies come from?
Her blood sample yielded a favorable M count replication.
As expected.
What does that mean?
I'll show you.
Oh, oh,
Okay.
we weren't serious, but thank you.
Emery had the same reaction. She's like, oh.
I don't even know.
Worked.
Other test subjects. Quinlan.
Until we combine your sample with one of our MCAM specimens.
Also, Quinlan.
So we are correct in this regard. It's not her M count. It's her blood mixed with some other M count.
Greek yogurt.
Get the kids, okay? Are those other Emerys? I thought we were done with that theme song for a while.
Nope.
OU, Jen Corbett. So it looks like we relatively got some mild pushing of the plot, or as I like to say, plot pushing. Omega remains imprisoned, but we got some confirmations at least. Even though, I mean, we asked for it and they gave it to us a little bit, some of the science. I'll ask this question to you guys. But I think we can safely say that Omega wasn't, at least like the speculation was there with the Bad Batch and her and having met Ventress. But I don't think that they are actually doubling down on this Force sensitivity. With his explanation just being like, with your blood, our replication of other M counts doesn't degrade.
Yeah, that's the same conclusion I've kind of been guessing this whole time. Whether or not she has a high enough count of midichlorians to potentially wield the Force, I don't think is relevant, and I think that's largely what Ventress's message was. Of like, it doesn't matter because she's not gonna go off and train. She's gonna be with her dads,
Yeah, I mean, as like a stabilizer for M count transferal and stuff like that, I feel like it's pretty clear where she fits into the puzzle of it all. But like, this episode is very much, as Rampart said, or not Rampart, Hemlock, thank you. I was going to say Hackett, but I'm like, that's not right.
Although Buddy Hackett's in there.
But as Hemlock has said, like, this is the remaining piece of the puzzle, right? Like, this is all come together to where the puzzle pieces are where they need to be. Now we just need to put the final pieces in there and see how this all kind of concludes and ties into everything at large.
What it comes down to, at least judging from what Rampart has hinted at, is that, as we guessed in the middle of the reaction, they're going to have to perhaps, hijack a ship that has been or comes from Tantis. I think the only way, at least when I think of redundancies in terms of keeping something hidden, I think that they need to hijack a ship that has taken off from Tantis. If a ship is going to just fly away from Tantis and go visit somewhere else, they erase the record. I think you need a ship that's coming back and has flown from it recently, and it has it in its nav computer, and then they kind of like scrub it.
Or, I mean, I feel like they could also do a thing where they have a somewhere where either there's a singular person on the ship, beacon or something that they have to get to in order to unlock the last piece of the journey, and do that as a way to tie into The Force Awakens with how Luke was able to keep himself safe, have his map available.
I think
could they tie into a Wayfinder?
I could be misremembering from some of the Thrawn books, but didn't they also have kind of a similar thing set up for like where the Death Star is located, like multiple relay points? The details might be a little fuzzy, but I could imagine them doing something very similar here.
Now the question remains: is some of their specimens or past specimens Quinlan, and does that enable Ventress to come back and be like, "Give me back my Quinlan"? Just kidding.
Or
that's such a stretch.
She could know stuff's fruitless if no, because that wouldn't line up with times. Never mind. Ignore me.
Just as a lore master in general, I'm kind of glad that they kept that lore intact. Like, for the longest time, we've known that you cannot directly clone force sensitivity. And in this case, they're not saying you can, but there's like this special sauce that you need to enable a transference of it without degradation. But it works in the way that we know the lore moving forward, in that it still does not produce what they want. It has transferred without degradation, but then we know, well, what we know from, the novelizations is that like Palpatine still couldn't create something that was a 1-to-1 clone of him that could hold his entire power. So I'm glad that we're not moving forward with like a broken clone lore where if you have the right pieces, you could just clone a force sensitive, and then we have Starkiller.
That just
Yeah.
the concept just creates problems, right? It creates a lot of potential problems, and it always bugs me when people are always like, oh, that breaks canon or whatever. But like, there are certain things though that even I, which I feel like I can think fairly creatively, but even I can't surpass this of if it became simple to clone a force sensitive. I mean, it goes back to what a Jedi making a Jedi be a Jedi, being unique. It ties back into episode 1 of the Clone Wars, where Yoda looks at the clones but can feel that they're all different through the Force, even if they're cloned to the same person.
I think also along the same line as that too is that shows just how much of like a sheer bastardization of the Force this is, to have to involve so many different people to essentially torture so many people. Yeah, to extract things mixed with things like this just isn't the normal way things are supposed to function.
Well, no, I mean, I'm more aiming towards, with the Sith, with the Empire, everything's all industrialized, right? With the Jedi, everything's very natural. But so you have this very unnatural building that's built into the carcass of a mountain as like a facade of both, of trying to forcefully emulate the both.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably just reading way too much in there, but
yeah, I like that. I mean, it's probably Mount Tantis, and they call the facility Tantis, but synthetic piece of the mountain rather than the mountain itself, and like an Imperial facility that they're calling Tantis, but it's no longer a shell. It's a shell of its former.
Yeah, robbed of all life and creation of nature.
But let us know in the comment section what you guys think of episode 12, The Juggernaut, and where you think it's headed from here. We have 3 episodes left, if 15 episodes is if I'm remembering correctly. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when we post new reactions. Follow our good friend Cal at twitch.tv/Cal4. Any final words, guys, before we wrap things up?
Cal's been posting some YouTube clips as well. So
yeah. What about the episode though? Not me. Makes me nervous.
Well, that's
but
it.
On the surface, he looks calm and ready. Anyway,
on to the next one.
For light and for life.
We are all
the Juggernaut, bitch.
Yes.
Damn. Good night.
Good night.